Hello there, it's tjcroom here and welcome to my studio. Quite recently I did a workshop, and in that workshop we actually shot this image here, and I would just like to sort of go through the process that we did on the day to try and give you a feel for how the workshop went. It was a thoroughly enjoyable day. I enjoyed it very much, and I think the guys that joined in thoroughly enjoyed it too. Here's my studio. I've got a studio stand here which I use. We attach the camera to the studio stand. I'm using Lightroom, so we tether straight to the laptop here, which means that we can actually see exactly what we're doing rather than try and look through the back of the camera. This is basically the main lighting setup. It's not complete, and I'll explain why in a minute. Here's our main product. There's the star of the show there. This is actually glued to a stick. I've actually got it here. There we are. If you can see that. That's our product. It's glued to a stick, and there's a very good reason for doing that, and this is probably trick number one, and I'll explain exactly why. Because it's glued to the stick, we can put it into a tripod here, and we can position it any way we want, so we can have it sideways on or upright, whatever, whichever we want to do with it. But also, most importantly probably, is the fact that if we had it on a shooting table, to actually create this rim light which we've got around the image, this part here, because if it were on a table, we would be reflecting the actual table, so this rim light would be lost. So that's why we put it on a pole, to actually achieve this rim light, which goes pretty much all the way around. Now we've got the product set against the background, which is black foam board. It's probably about 2 foot behind the actual product, and then behind that black board we've got a big softbox. Now that softbox is right up to the back of that board, so it's touching. And in effect, what we've actually achieved here is we've created not one light but 3. We've actually got one strip light there, we've got a second strip light that side, and we've got a third strip light at the bottom, and this is actually producing the rim light all the way around this image. The 2 lights to the side are doing the rim light to the side of the image, and the actual bottom light there is just giving us that really nice hint of rim light around the bottom of our product. I did actually cut this board here and try to get the rim light around the top of this trigger mechanism here. It didn't work that well because this mechanism here has got quite a lot of detail, and when I did it that way it just didn't show enough detail. So I went back to this original setup because I was more concerned about getting the rim light around the main body itself. But to achieve the rim light around the actual trigger mechanism itself, I put a second light up here, so it's above and slightly behind, and that gives us a really nice rim light there. But it also gives us this little bit of light here, which is at the top of the actual body of the bottle itself, and it just gives us that nice gradient curvature, because in effect in photography our job is to take a 2-dimensional image and make it 3-dimensional, and by using light we can actually create this 3-dimensional image, which we've achieved there. The third light, I should say, the third light here highlights basically the front of the body, highlights the name of the product, which is very important to the client, and all the various details on that body which need to be clear, and you know, so people can actually see what the product is. But it also gives us this nice little gradient down the middle of the body itself. Again, it gives us that 3 dimension. It takes the image to that 3rd degree. The one thing I haven't got on this photograph here is the setup, which was the final piece that we did on the day to achieve this gradient just there. And what it was, I just didn't have the time to actually recreate it, but what it was, there was a diffuser panel to the side of the product. Behind the diffuser panel we had another strip box which was in line with the top of the product, and we had the strip box touching the actual diffuser panel at the back there, and then coming away from it at around about a 45-degree angle, and it just produces really nice gradient down the side there. It also gives us a little bit of a gradient highlight down there, which is quite nice. So in essence, that's pretty much what we did on the day. Here's the studio, here's all the students mucking about, doing what they love to do. And at the end of the day, this is what we produced. I think they were happy, I was happy. It's quite simple when you know how to do it. I hope this has been of some help. I'm thinking about doing more of these in the future. I'm actually thinking about doing online tutorials. I've been asked by quite a few people if I would, so it's something I'm considering. But in the meantime, if there's something you'd like to know about this workshop or future workshops or anything else I do in studio, you can contact me. There's my website there. This is the blog address, which is what we're actually looking at here, and you can get me on my email address, which is that one there. So that's it. In conclusion, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been beneficial, and I just hope that maybe you can glean something from this and use it in your photography. And I look forward to speaking to you again in the future. So take care of yourselves now. Bye bye.